me personally as a man, like I want to be able to have my next children, same woman, you feel me, live in the same household and grow up together because my kids is 10 years apart. And even though my sister loves her brother, they don't really have a relationship and shit too. And I don't think that like, like that shit ain't cool to be like, I got 3 or 4 baby mamas. Like
that happened with me growing up.
Me personally, I don't think that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm sure nobody wanted it to be that way, but that's just how life be happening. Like I'm 15 years older than one of my sisters and 8 years older than the other one. And then I have a brother I found out about in high school. And we just now really building a relationship like as of, I think I was 16 years old. I'm 33 now. So even then he lives in Texas, so we're not that close, but we try to make it work. But I always used to wonder what it would be like really having a close-knit relationship with having the dad in the house and my mom. Because I've had a great stepdad. And I love him to death. He's not even married to my mother no more, but he still is like my dad, checks on me all the time. Thankful for that. But like to have, I know my mom and my daddy would not, they don't go together.
My mom and dad
not at all.
Either. Holy shit.
No, but
they don't
but then too, like I watched my dad get married 4 or 5 times. You feel me?
What? That's a lot.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's expensive, ain't it?
I mean,
it
can be. 5 times?
But it's just me seeing that, you feel me, and trying not to pattern behind that, and ended up, you feel me, you end up going damn near through the same shit, and it's like, damn.
Was he ending them, or was they ending them, or was
it was a lot of I don't know. I feel like it was more of, now that I'm a man, I can see he probably would just run. Like usually things would get good for my dad, and then he would just go to the next situation. You know what I'm saying?
Do we got any other kids outside of you, Asian?
Nigga, I got a 4-year-old brother right now. Yeah, I got my older brother Rory. You feel me? Yeah, my older brother Rory. He lives in Connecticut, but I've seen dealing with all these different situations. Yeah, it take you away from your children. You feel me? And like Pop was on the move. A lot of times he was chasing the women, he was chasing the money. I didn't see him. You feel me? And I've long, forgive him and whatever, you know what I'm saying? When it came down to that shit didn't bother me no more. But I didn't want to sit there and get to a point to where I gotta separate all my time with my kids. You feel me? So just the fact of having like 3 or 4 baby mamas, I'm not looking at it like, oh, that's with the women. It's more of the children. Because now I got to separate my time with my kids now. You know what I mean? And my daughter got a different schedule now and shit too. So, I try to be as hands-on with my son, because he has autism and shit. But for the most part, nigga, my kids can't say, oh, they grew up together like that. You know what I'm saying? Or stayed in the same household at a time. So my next children, I want to be responsible. Whenever that is, it is what it is. But I don't want to go down that same path.
I have a question though too, because so have you ever thought about like how your kids would feel like once that does happen and they see like a quote unquote better situation for them and how they're gonna feel? Like, oh, I didn't have that. And have you ever thought about needing to address that? Because your kid might not come to you and say, oh, well, we didn't get that same treatment.
It's a time for that, though. I mean,
it definitely is.
I'm saying,
life, like, as he grew up with them, his life is getting better and better. So now he can provide that for his next children and bring those children along for that. But
But sometimes kids keep stuff to themselves and they don't know how to process it the way we are right now.
My little brother used to really like he would like blame my dad for things that happened in his life. You know what I'm saying?
They don't see it as involvement. They just see it as, oh, I wasn't in the same position.
Armani smart enough and sharp enough to know, like, we went from here and then daddy life is getting better and now we going here. She'll know that. Astro may not.
Just always check in. Is what I'm saying. Check in.
And I'm happy because she's about to come live with me too. So, I'm really like, I'm really happy about that. That her high school and do that.
They know, like, oh, my kid. Me and my mom. I had to have a conversation. We had 6-hour conversation after one session I had with a therapist, And literally, she had no idea I felt any type of way that I spoke about. Like, she cried, all this stuff, and she was like, I thought you was pushing me out of your life. And I'm like, no, I thought you didn't care about me no more.
Yeah.
Literally. So that's what I'm saying. Just remember, like, what you want to do for your new kids. Make sure you checking in with the ones that you had, you know, and, like, remind them, listen, I would have been did this for you if I could have helped it, you know?
Real shit. And then, too, like, there's a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of rappers, motherfuckers got a million baby mamas and shit like that, nigga. That shit ain't...
Nick Cannon, that...
I mean, even if you can financially take care of them,
that has nothing to do with it.
You're not there with it. There's
You
gonna
can
be
pay your way all you want.
yeah. There's gonna be
Time you can never get back.
pivotal times in their life when they're going to need you. You know what I mean? And you're not going to be there.
You can't be 12 places at one time.
Nah.
You better build a big ass compound and put them all right next to each other so he can see some
I
shit.
seen him in that can about a month ago at my son's track meet. One of his kids ran track, and he had 2 of the little ones with him, and I'm like, bro, I know that's difficult.
It's not just him, though. It's the women that are agreeing to do it, too. And even though some of their perspective is like, well, I don't need him. I get the bag for myself. And it's like, but see, you're operating from a trauma, like, standpoint because you're yes, you might be financially good, but you're also depriving your kid of having the father in his life. Now you got to go find a daddy and hope that he's good to your kid.
Right.
And you know Nick is going to be there financially or and show up when he wants to or when he can, but... You know, at the end of the day, they're still the women are making a decision just as much as he is to create these broken homes.
And you know what I told my dad? I said, my 4-year-old brother, I said, as long as you're doing right by him, then I could forgive everything else in the past because at least you're trying today. Yeah. And my little brother lives with my dad. He's with him every single day. He's hands-on with him. You feel me? So... Yeah. I can respect that and I can salute that too because, I mean, nobody perfect. And I understand too as being a man, like it was times I never seen my daddy fucked up, but it was times my daddy didn't have no money. He didn't want his kids to see that. So he wouldn't come around until he, you know what I'm saying? He had a bag or he had something to buy us and shit like that. Sometimes that shit took a year. Sometimes that shit took 2 years. You feel me? But I didn't get it, but I can only imagine now, like, nigga, my daughter asks me for fucking money every fucking day. The thought of not being able to give her what she wants, you feel me? Like, that'd probably just rip my soul apart. So I can understand, too, as a man and as a father, you can look at that and be like, damn, yeah, you missed out on certain times and shit like that. And honestly, I wouldn't have cared. I would just wanted you to be there, but I can understand, man. That's a different type of feeling.
Your boy Rory, actually, I retweeted it on Twitter the other day. He was talking about his daughter and how his parents, like, he was like, he had to get past feeling a certain way that his parents was treating, you know, his daughter better than maybe what his parents was treating him as when he was a kid. And he was like, you know, you had to get past the feeling of, oh, how is it that you're treating my daughter better than what you did? I'm not. Don't quote me word for word, but you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you realize people grow. And you would want them to, that's them apologizing to you through your kid. Right. So
that happens with a lot of grandparents.
Yeah.
I feel like
my mom said I helped save her relationship with my granny.
Yeah, I feel like grandparents always treat the grandkid better than the kid.
Because it's a second chance.
Yeah, it is.
Like, okay, I didn't do this right the first time, so I'm going to show you the love that I wish I could have shown my kid.
We getting deep tonight.
That's good though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
don't ask me to come on nowhere because I go there.
No, Jay is my deep friend, and I fuck with her because she is my deep friend, and I feel like a lot of people in LA are.
It's good. It's good to talk about shit like this.
MJ about to go
with the honey pack.
You got to get up out of here. You got a business. You got to stand on business.
Nigga had that Woody.
You got to stand on
got
business.
a friend in me.
Someone
said, got a friend in me.
Babe, someone said, I think kids come before any new person or any person.
Wait, what you mean?
I think they're just saying that in general, but of
the
course,
kids come first before
kids
anybody.
Come first before anybody, but in the Bible it says your wife comes.
Yeah, your wife come first. Your wife or your husband come first.
And I feel like people forget that when it comes to just regular life, because even like for instance, like say setting a dinner table, people be feeding their kids before they feed their man. You're supposed to feed your man before you feed your kids. even though morally it sounds crazy, but that's really like your kids are gonna grow up and leave you. Your man is with you forever. So your man comes before your kids. Your wife comes before your kids.
That makes sense.
It says in the Bible. That's just what it is.
Them Bible days, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
But-
that's all
I'm
good and well,
not
but like if
saying-
you're not gonna follow
That's
it
before
word
you
for-
can
if
get
you-
divorced.
But-
Divorce rate is so crazy.
Yeah,
People like to
divorce rate is
pick and
crazy.
choose what they're gonna.
No, I agree with that. I'm just
abide by
saying.
when it comes to
Right.
that.
Morally, I see
But-
where the Bible's coming from. I do
Yeah.
because your kids grow up and they leave you for their own
Yeah.
family.
Right,
Yeah, but the Bible
exactly.
say a
And
lot
you-
of other things as well too that women
Yeah.
don't abide by no more.
No, I agree. I'm just saying what I believe in morally. I do believe your man comes first, then your kids.
Shit, if I want to say the Bible might say something or that like you shouldn't even leave your husband if he were to abuse you. It literally says that's not one of the reasons why.
Yeah,
Oh, it's something good in the chat.
What to say?
Somebody said they get with a new person and they're jealous of their kid and they left them. I've left a woman because she was jealous of my daughter.
What the fuck?
So I can understand that shit.
Oh no, that is out. That's different.
That's 100%.
very out.
That's
That is very weird.
100% out.
That is
I feel
weird.
like that's not common, but that does happen with some people.
Well, no, I had a girl that I was fucking with, and like at the time I wasn't making no money like that. So the money I did have, I was buying my daughter shit from the mall, and she said, your daughter gets everything, like with an attitude. I was like, what
Someone
the
said,
fuck?
Great question. Does Lexi feed you or your kids first? I feed him first.
Yeah, she does.
do. I mean, his kids ain't gonna
Especially-
starve. I feed them right
especially-
after, but he eats first.
Especially if you
And
run
first
the
of all,
house.
my son don't eat. He don't eat what we eat.
I'll be feeding Astro 10 times a day, and he might pick up one or two
Yes.
things. But
Yes.
overall, AD eats first.
And usually, you'll tell Amani to come downstairs.
Yeah, I
after.
tell-
And
I
Monty
tell
gonna
Monty
come.
Like, yeah.
Monty gonna come down when she want to
Yeah,
anyway.
I tell Monty come downstairs while AD's already eating, so he eats first. But yeah, I
Damn,
make his
that's
plate.
another good one. AD, have you had a homeboy that was a deadbeat and you cut off ties with him? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hope so.
Hell
I hope
yeah,
so.
nigga.
Out.
Nigga, those that we'll beat them up.
That's out.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like that
Honestly.
shit. That I don't fuck with that shit.
And we
Don't
and we
make sense.
and we help out the dead homie kids too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Haircut, school clothes, birthdays, we buying shit.
And I don't fuck with niggas that treat their relationship better than they treat their kids.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
Because people be like, they really abandon their fucking family and shit too. Like abandon their fucking kids because they ain't with the mama no more. I don't fuck with that shit at all. Like that shit ain't cool.
And
Like
I don't fuck with
you
the baby
can't hang
moms
with
that
me.
make it hard for the baby dad when they just want to see their kid. Like, stop being so selfish. Like, he don't want to be with you. Just let him see his kid.
That's a good one, Chris. I also broke up with a woman because they got mad because I talked to my baby mama.
Huh?
You have to talk
You
to
have
your
to
baby mama.
communicate.
What
the
people
hell?
don't understand is baby moms are for life. They're not just when your kids turn.
Yeah.
You have to talk to
So
your baby
then that
mama.
means the woman that you get with needs to be secure in herself to know that
Yes.
I would hope that my man had a relationship with the mother of his kids.
The problem
Because
is,
guess what? If we have a kid, I need to know you're gonna
Fred-
do the
Right.
same.
Fred Max said a good thing. The mamas drive the dads to be shit sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
I do believe
I
that.
understand that
I do
100%,
believe that.
but never give up on your kids as long as you're trying.
Yeah, as long as you're trying.
If you're thinking about the kid, then you shouldn't allow someone to drive you to shit.
And
you know?
and trust me, I've seen some women that I'm like, I don't understand how somebody can deal with them
Right.
under any type of capacity, but the kid is the one that's hurting at the end of the day.
Yeah. Which means you really just acting from ego and not really about.
I
the
would
kid.
always try, and I'm gonna keep it honest. My son's mom, we have had a rocky relationship the last couple of years. This shit has not been easy. It's been to the point like blood pressure talking to her was through the roof. You feel me? Like it was hard, but I just felt like I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make sure her life is comfortable because she has to be there with my son when I can't. Especially when I gotta work and do all this extra shit and everything. Granted that I can provide financially for him, but I have to have a great relationship with her to a certain degree. And I have to do what I'm supposed to do. And nigga, it's been times where I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to talk to this woman today. But I just gotta chunk that shit up, man, and just, thug it out for my kid. Yep. got real deep tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
Super
one of those.
deep
You
tonight.
need one of those every now and again.
Oh yeah, I like that. He said my dad still ain't coming back from the store.
Mine either. It's okay.
Damn.
Mine
Oh,
either.
that's a good one.
What?
AD, would you ever bring your BMs on the podcast? My first baby mama, she wants to try to get into podcasting. I wouldn't mind if she was like sitting right here with us and shit like that.
Fuck with you.
That's really
Yeah.
that's really like my dog though. Like
Yeah.
I got her back for life.
That's the
I don't.
homegirl.
I
Yeah.
be forgetting that Janet's his baby mom because I really
Yeah.
look at her like
Yeah.
she's one of the cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
fuck with Jen.
forget that she's
Yeah,
his
that's-
baby
that's-
mom. I
that's-
be like, God damn it,
that's-
that's Monty's mom.
That's really my nigga. Like you feel me? Like whatever she needs in life, I'm gonna be there to provide it for her. Cause she could have treated me totally different, and she was thugging with me before I was anybody, and then ain't had a goddamn dollar. So I would never turn my back on that
Jen
woman.
was shooting in the gym. She
Yeah,
could have
Jen-
whatever
Yeah.
she wants.
Jen was with me shooting in the gym.
She could have whatever she wants.
She's up here with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jen.
Yeah. Shout out to her. My second baby mama is it's gonna
Wobbler.
take a little. It's gonna take a little more
Wobbler.
time. It's gonna take a little more time, man. It's gonna take a little more time. But yeah, that's a crazy one. Nah, but yeah, man, it's you gotta keep trying. You gotta do whatever it is to make sure you have a great relationship with your kids, man. And man, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of shit that happens on the weekends that I'm supposed to do, but unless I'm getting a dollar, for the most part, I love watching my son. He's a headache. You feel me? But my son, he'll run. Hey, she'll tell you, my son runs up and down the he goes crazy. He will drain us. But just having those moments that he's draining us, I appreciate those more than anything. And I will continue to do that shit. I'll probably be bald by the time before I gotta go to Turkey because of him. But you know what I'm saying?
Someone said, do you have a fear of having any more kids?
Do I have a fear of having any more kids? No, I don't have a fear of having more kids because I know now not only I can financially take care of them, but I'm in the right headspace to where I can sit there and, raise them correctly, and I'm gonna do shit the right way. And I want to be a good representation for my children and other children that, you know what I'm saying, you can still do things the right way. I don't want, my kids to look at me like love ain't real, or you know what I'm saying? There ain't people out there that's doing the right things. Like my grandmother, rest in peace, she wanted me to get married. She wanted me to do all these dope things. She wanted me to take care of my family. And I got to do that.
Oh,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
they meant because Astra has autism. Are you fearing? That's what they said in the chat.
Nah, not really. I mean, listen, at first, I ain't gonna lie. I was a little embarrassed and I didn't know how to handle the situation. I didn't know what to do. And it's crazy too because, OT is my best friend. His son is autistic. You know what I'm saying? So luckily, him and his baby mama was able to give me all type of, things to do and tools and stuff. But nah, man, I just feel like it's God. I trust God. You feel me? I don't think my son lacks really anything. You know what I'm saying? He's nonverbal right now, but he's very smart. He's very sharp. And, I wouldn't change anything for the world when it comes to my son. So, if God was to give me another kid with autism, then so be it. That's just what it would be.
Them kids just need extra love.
Real
That's
shit.
it. That's it. I deal with one every day. That's who I work with. You know what I'm saying? He a grown up. He ain't a kid, but I've been with him for the past 5 years. And I just treat him like he my kid. And in his mind, he really like 5 years old. But, you know what I'm saying? Every day he see me, he happy. You know what I'm saying? I feed him, I bathe him, I clothe him. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with him just like he my son. That's it. Them people just need extra care. They can't express their feelings and they can't express what they want. All they want is somebody to take care of them and be there with them. You know what I'm saying?
And my son, he has taught me patience more,
Yeah,
too.
it is.
He's
Like,
currently
because they-
teaching me that
Cause,
now.
Yes.
because they get frustrated because they can't express, you know what I'm saying, what they want, and you can't understand what they want. So sometimes it's frustrating, and therefore you just got to go through the signs. This little things like maybe like a go talk, where they can point to what it is that they want or what it is that they
I was talking to him
need.
about getting that, but he
Yeah,
said he
it's
wants
it-
to wait a little bit.
Nah,
it's-
because
He doesn't want it to cripple him.
you know-
But since
Yeah.
he's an adult, that's way different.
Yeah,
like
because Astro can't read yet. You know what I'm saying? Since he's so young, my dude, he not verbal, but he can read, and he's
can tell
verbal
you
when he
what he
read,
wants.
and he's verbal when he read. He can like it sound like it sound like kind of like AI
Mm-hmm.
when he talks. You know what I'm saying? And then he recite like songs,
Mm-hmm.
movie lines. That's when he know. That's when you know what he want. He want to either watch that or he want to listen to that, and you go from there. But it's ways, and it'll get better the older he get. You know what I'm saying? The more help. You know what I'm saying? Once y'all probably put him through ABA and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Someone
It'll get
said,
better.
was it hard for me to go from no kids to being a stepmom? Whew.
Yeah, speak on that.
Man. It's work. It's really different because, it's a lot. It's a lot because I feel like it's hard for me to not cross that line because I'm not their mom and then still be somebody that they could come to in that way. So to me, it's very tricky. Step-parents are very, very tricky. It's a very tricky subject. I mean, I feel like me and H's kids have a good relationship. I feel like Astro really does like me. Even though he can't say he likes me, you can see he likes me. Every time I'm here, he's smiling. He's jumping up on my lap. Like, he's having fun with me. So I feel like I do a good job as a step-parent. I feel like, I mean, Monty's older, so I can't really... It's hard. Like, to me...
she's a teenager, though.
Yeah, she's a teenager. So it's like, what am I going to do? Like, she has her mom. She has her dad. If she needed something from me, of course she can come to me. I do things for her just as I do to Astro. So I feel like we're not best friends because she's just older.
Yeah.
But I feel like when she moves in, when she goes to high school with us, I feel like we'll be able to be closer in that aspect. But yes, it's definitely work.
I was in a position sort of like that. I used to listen to podcasts and like for advice, like, and I remember one of the things that they said was just remind the kid you're not trying to replace their
Right.
and just try to be, like a second,
Just like a bonus.
Yeah, a bonus
bonus.
parent,
Yeah.
and that you're here for them, and like try to relate and stuff like that. But it can be hard, especially if the kid is older. I remember being a teenager and having a step parent. Like I said, my mom got married twice. First stepdad, been my stepdad for forever. Second one, we had some friction. We lived in the same house, never really spoke, and it was weird.
Yeah.
So it just but the man or whoever it is has to want to connect.
Yeah.
Right.
So as long as that's what you want, and I know she tries in many ways, throwing birthday parties, like if
Man, she
like she
That's
does
just what I
she does
like
the
to
most.
do. I
Yeah.
feel like my love language is
showing
gifts.
she shows.
So I feel
in
like
action.
I feel like my actions and things that I do, like I like to go over the top for people. I like to show my love in that way. I'm not very much a vocal. Well, I'll tell you I love you. I am vocal with that, but I'm not like
You're better at doing things.
Yeah, I'm better at doing things than like verbally
expressing.
And I
myself.
can say like that's a big reason why I fuck with her, because like the lengths that she goes for my children, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of women ain't doing that.
And they're not worried about that. They're worried about themselves and what they can do. Like she's like, we got to get this early. My daughter's birthday party was amazing. Everything that she wanted.
And
you know what I'm
especially
saying?
when it comes to Astro too, like she'll know, like, he shouldn't do this. Like she helps you a lot with that
I
stuff.
do a lot of research when it comes
research
to when it
what
comes to
women
Astro.
is doing research.
Right.
There's
Because-
some, but there's a lot that's
It's
not.
crazy because in high school, I actually 2 of my periods was taking care of like I don't want to say disabled, but just kids that needed a little extra help. Like we had autistic kids, we had Down syndrome, and 2 of my periods was taking care of them. So I feel like I know some stuff, but I mean, everything is always coming up new. So I'm always researching. I'm trying to cut sugar, red dye, blue dye, yellow dye. I'm trying to do things to help better the situation than to hurt the situation, because I feel like Astro's gotten a lot better since I've been with him this short time.
Heck yeah.
I feel like he's progressed a lot, and I feel like he could only be better if we did certain things. So I feel like I'm just always researching and to help stuff
Which
with that.
to me, that says she has so much love for you.
Oh, 100%.
Because
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing it if you was like
Shout out to
making me,
Lexi, y'all.
making
'cause
me unhappy and stuff. Like, no, you must be
Yeah.
doing something right,
Right,
because
right.
she's showing her love in that way as well.
And like y'all said, it take a lot of patience to deal
Oh man,
with a kid like that too.
Man.
The regular chick, she probably would have bounced a long time ago.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So that shows you got genuine love. You know
It
what
shows
I'm
how
saying, for him
strong you are and
yeah.
how like resilient you could be too, because you might not have that patience in the beginning, but you're just like, okay, I'm gonna commit.
still learning
Yeah.
patience. To me,
I'm
I
gonna
feel
dedicate
like
myself to this.
I'm still learning
Oh,
every
they
single
gonna teach
day
you.
how
They-
to.
They gonna teach you patience because
Yeah.
not only that, I got a nephew that has autism too. You know what I'm saying? He's 6 now. 5. He 5 now. And I just played with him last weekend for the first time in a minute. And just sitting there and knowing he got disadvantages and he wants something else, but you doing this at the time, you gotta steer him to do this because like I said, it's frustrating. They'll get frustrated and they'll throw the whole mood off, it'll throw the whole night off. But that's where the extra love and care is. And if you just stay engaged with them, you know what I'm saying, and you do that every day, you show them affection, they'll love you forever. They'll never forget you, you know what I'm saying? And those type of people, they don't adapt to change good neither. They can't see different faces all the time neither. Because it's not for them. They need to be around who love them because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they can stay closed off to themselves too. They can't tell you that, but they'll show you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, appreciate everybody, man. That was a good episode. I had fun. Yeah, that was that late night, man. Y'all tune in next week, man. We appreciate y'all. We out. Bye.